You ain't nothing but a hound dog, been snooping around my door. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, been snooping around my door.
Good morning, you bunch of drunks.
You wag your tail, but I ain't gonna feed you no more.
Be in trouble now because I called Samuel Jackson an idiot on Twitter.
I retweeted it.
Well, because Ben Carson, remember this little bit of a speech he made a couple days ago?
That's what America is about. A land of dreams and opportunity. There were other immigrants who came here in the bottom of slave ships, worked even longer, even harder for less. But they too had a dream.
Yeah, so Ben Carson was roundly trolled, criticized. How could he can't be a real doctor. He's so stupid. And of course, Samuel Jackson got into it, and they asked him what should happen to Ben Carson.
Would anything help at this stage?
He can quit his job and stop talking, period.
That's right, yeah, he should resignify. And suddenly yesterday, it's like, there's a thing called YouTube, and there's someone on it saying something remarkably similar.
Obama!
It wasn't always easy for new immigrants. Certainly it wasn't easy for those of African heritage who had not come here voluntarily, and yet in their own way were immigrants themselves.
Obama!
Yeah! Fake controversy of the week there, KJ.
Yeah, it's funny. I hear all these things all the time. Here's another controversial one. Slavery was actually good for black people, right? Because Michelle Bachmann said it. I think even Ben Carson. A few other people have said it. And you know what? They're right. I know it sounds antithetical to say somebody being enslaved was better, but I'll put it to you this way. If you ask the average black person, anybody that's got a brain in their head in this country, would you rather have grown up in Africa or grown up in America? They would say America. I know I would. I happily say if it took slavery of my ancestors to make me an American, you know what? That's the price we paid, and I'm glad somebody was willing to cash that check on my behalf. So, here's the problem we have, Jamie. Everybody wants to go back and go, oh, well, Obama said it or whatever. Look, Ben Carson said it. If he stands behind it, good for him. I've said it before. I've said it on my radio show, and I stand behind it. Name me a black person that wants to go trade, their lives with Enbuku in the frickin' Tasmanian desert or something. I'd love to meet them because that's why we're here. We love what this country is. We're so lucky to have our DNA assembled in this country as black folks. So if that's controversial, screw you. I don't really care. I know this. I'm not trading with Enbuku or any other African. I love it here.
Is there some dude named Enbuku that you know of?
You know, it's your cousin.
Enbuku.
The one you don't want to talk about. Come on, Jamie.
Yeah,
admit it. Go on and let your audience know, man, you got African roots.
Everybody always has that crazy cousin Enbuku. Winds up in the Law and Order section of the Post-Dispatch.
People were asking me to comment on this on my show. I was like, comment on what? He's exactly right.
Yeah.
Look, we have big. The problem is we don't, and this is what I see as the left. The left always looks for so and so said it, or it was written in a book somewhere. Look, stand on what you believe. The fact of the matter is, there's not look. Everybody wants to get here. Mexicans, Chinese, they got Chinese that have babies. They have baby factories in California. They put them in these motels, and they have babies because they want to be born here. There's hardly a nationality, a race, a creed, or whatever that does not want to be American. And so this idea that if you say something like that, that's controversial, there's no controversy there. And we should be pushing back at every turn. And Ben Carson doesn't owe anybody an apology, and neither does any American for wanting to protect the sovereignty of this nation. When we talk about these people building the wall right now, the big controversy with Schumer was Mexico shouldn't build a wall. Yes, they should. Look, we're not building a wall to keep Americans in. If we build that wall, it is to leave Mexico's most precious resource at home. I watched Bridge of Spies, and the Russians built the wall in the East German in their sector of East Germany. You know why? because people were running out of there. They were leaving. We were doing Mexico a favor by building that wall. The least they could do is pay for it.
Well, they don't want to, because they want to keep sending off their riffraff over the United States because they don't want to have to work
Jamie,
with them.
it's not just their riffraff. Look, I talked to a dude who came over. He works construction, and I said to him, I said, "Well, I didn't know this." He said he came over here illegally. He's illegal. And I said, "What brought you here?" I said, "Well, you know what? Probably you didn't have a job." He goes, "No, there's lots of jobs." I went, "What?" He goes, "There's lots of jobs." He goes, "I work construction." He's a bartender now over here. He goes, "I can make 10 times more money in America." That's why I left.
Right. Well, and again, that speaks to the downtrodden economy there. And even though there are lots of jobs, the Mexican government doesn't really care about a certain segment of the people. Listen, man, let's tune in on Saturday for the Kevin Jackson Show, 10 to midnight at Kevin Jackson TBS. Thank you as always, brother.
All right, buddy.